Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brianna and I am a 5th year, 3rd grade teacher in North Carolina, and we are canceling Monday. Today is not Monday. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday was rough. We had a 2-hour delay, which is great, but we were anticipating snow. So I was anticipating a snow day. So I woke up on the wrong side of the bed when we did not have a snow day. We couldn't have recess because the way the schedule changes when there's a delay, there's not enough time in the day, and my kids were just antsy, and it just wasn't a good day. I was in a bad mood. They weren't feeling it. So we're gonna move past yesterday, and today's Tuesday. I forgot to put on my Fitbit, but that'll be okay. It's 7 a.m. I need to change my schedule. I need to send out my robotics reminder email because I have robotics after school today. And luckily today is our short day. So we teach math and reading in the morning, and then we have lunch, and then we have a little bit of time to like explain remote learning stuff tomorrow, and then the kids have enrichment and we have planning. Hopefully my brain won't be mush at the end of the day today. I don't know what's happening with my hair. I used my brush blow dryer thing and it just made the top of my head a little odd. So we're just rolling with it. Whew. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, there goes my light. So that's why the rest of my room lights up and this part doesn't, because there's no light here. But anyway, I asked you guys on Instagram last night, like what things you do for your mental health, self-care, to stay on track, because I'm trying to get an idea for what I want to try this week, because honestly, I haven't thought about it. Well, not true. I thought about trying yoga. I also thought about drinking 2 of my water things during the day at school. So we'll see. I'm gonna get ready for the day and I'll touch base with y'all after school. I will see y'all later. Hey everyone, I made it through the day. Thank goodness. We are in a new location at my front desk. I need to assign assignments on Google Classroom for tomorrow. Last week I did this on Sunday and that was super nice. And sometimes I like to film little videos to go through the directions instead of like typing them. I have a couple random things that my kids are doing, and I did go over them while they were here, but I do need to give them their directions again in writing and video and as many ways as I can so that they do their work correctly when they're at home. We do not Zoom on our remote Wednesdays. It's our day for meetings and planning and just everything else. So our kids just do their work at home. They're only supposed to have 3 hours of work. So a little math, a little reading, and science or social studies. I had robotics after school. That went well. The kids are wild. They love hanging out, which is awesome, but it's just long. I made it extra long in the past. I honestly don't remember why. Maybe because we were meeting every 2 weeks, and we meet every week now, which is good. They work great together, but it's just a lot. If you couldn't tell, I'm very tired. I need like another round of caffeine at this point of the day. I usually save my sparkling ice until after school, but it's also 5 o'clock. So that makes sense. I've been chatting with my coworker for a while. So I'm going to get everything uploaded on my Google Classroom. I've showed it before. I will link a video here that I've shown it before in case you were interested in seeing it. I think I've shown it before. I mean, it's nothing fancy. And then I'll let you know where I go to next. Today was much better than yesterday though. However, we did get a note from enrichment saying we were very talkative. So I need to be a lot stricter with taking points when my kids are talking because they are too much. I've been very lenient about it this year. It was just transitioning from remote to hybrid to full class. There was just never a moment to just really reinforce those expectations about like talking and calling out. And I mean, I feel bad because these kids were away from each other for so long that they need to socialize. Obviously, there's a time and place. And so I need to get on to them about that and scare them a little bit. I know they'll listen. They listen, most of them. I have a really good class, I'm lucky. So I'm gonna do that because I'm super tired, but luckily I got HelloFresh this week. My code's down below if you wanna use it. It gives you a certain amount of money off. I think it's a lot of money. So I don't know, go check it out. And then it gives me like $10 or $20 to use towards my next box or something. So thank you for those of you that used my code last time, because obviously it gave me a little bit of a discount on my meals. So that's just really helpful when, you know, I'm a single teacher. I'm not here saying, pay me, give me money. But it's nice, I'm not gonna lie. HelloFresh is definitely a treat because the meals are so good, but I used to do it all the time when I lived with my ex, obviously. 2 incomes, it's a little bit different. So I'm happy I have that. But so since the meal serves 2 people, I made it last night and then I saved my leftovers for tonight. And it was a beef bulgogi bowl. Oh my gosh, insanely good. All right, let me work. All right, I'm not messing with any of this today because that took me about an hour to set up and I'm just tired. So I'm going to give myself grace this week. You know what? Maybe this week is about not doing any work at home. I did grade some things today while the kids were at enrichment, but I haven't put them in the grade book yet. However, I have tomorrow to do that. All of that is for either later this week or next week and the week after. And all that stuff needs to be organized and things. And I still have my stuff that I have to file, but that's okay. I feel good about how the day went for the most part. And I'm just ready to go home and eat dinner and relax. So maybe that's what we'll do this week. All right, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, y'all. Today is Wednesday and there's mask hair on my face. I wanted to talk about waking up at 5 a.m. I do have my alarms going off, so like my body is waking up. This morning I didn't get out of bed until 6 though, but it is Wednesday, so the kids are not here. So I could be here later. I do want to continue to try to wake up at 5 a.m. The things I have taken over from last week, or the things that have carried over from last week, are my eating habits, which is super important. I'm still eating breakfast every morning. I'm still making my protein coffee. I'm still tracking all my food. I'm doing really, really well with that. And regardless of whether I wake up at 5, 5:20, 5:30, I'm still taking my morning slowly and I'm enjoying that. So I'm going to continue to strive for 5 a.m., but we're not perfect. So it is nicer when I wake up that early though, so I'm going to do my best to do it. So today I will probably have a lot of time in my room. We have PLC at 11, I believe. So we meet as a grade level with our instructional coach and go over data and stuff. And we have training for COGATS, which is like the AIG testing. It is 7:46. I did remember to wear my Fitbit today. I think I want to make it a goal to walk 12,000 steps a day, or like 15,000. Last week, without trying, I almost got to 10,000 every day. I made like 9,700 daily, and that was without trying to get any in. So I think one of these weeks I'm gonna make it that a goal. But I did not take home any work yesterday. I did have to make, there goes the light. I did have to make a bridal shower invitation for one of my coworkers because we do a little walk by celebration now that we can't have like large groups in one space at a time. So I just made that, but I mean, that wasn't schoolwork really. Went to bed probably at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It was nice. It was nice. And I really like slept through the whole night. I woke up at midnight actually, thinking it would be like around 3. And I'm like, wow, I could wake up right now, but I could sleep for 5 more hours. That's insane. So that was nice. But I'm going to see if I can do some things before I make a parent phone call this morning, and then I will catch up with y'all. Hi, my life has been changed all of the lights now work. I can see so much. I don't wear my mask like this. The light man was just in here. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Okay. So, don't hate me. These are all really old Scholastic News, and I like organized them by topic originally, like problem solution, opinion, like different skills that they practiced, but I never went back to them. I don't want to get rid of them because I know I can use them. I just need to store them differently. So later today, I'm going to go through them and put what skills there are, and I'm going to put them in Ziploc bags because in the files, some of them ended up folding. But now this crate is cleaned out. I do have some other stuff down there that I have to go through. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my files and set them in there. No, maybe not yet. I'm going to go through this pile and refile everything and make sure I have masters of everything and not double masters, and go through my files. Then I'm going to take the files that we're using right now to plan with and keep them in here. That way I can just carry this crate to planning and I don't have to take the files in and out of my filing cabinets for that month or unit or whatever. That is the plan. Okay, so this is everything that was under that stool right there and everything that was in my file drawer. So now I'm gonna grab a file at a time and go through it and make sure I don't have any double masters. And then if I do, I will recycle the rest. But this is all sorted. I know it looks crazy, but it's sorted by standard based on my brain. So now I gotta put it away. The organizer in me has come out. It's 4:21 and I have no plans to leave anytime soon. This has been happening. I've been labeling all of my files. I just finished all of math. So in the process of sorting everything, as you can see, my desk is much clearer than before. I got all my math copies filed and the extra copies trashed. My math files are completely organized for the entire year and labeled. And I started this crate over here, which I'll show you in a moment, of our current files. And then I'm about to do reading. Now I believe I only have 20 for reading because there are 20 standards and I have one file for each. I don't have as much to file for reading. You know why? Because we're on the same standard for longer, so they go in, I have big piles of certain things. Anyway, my brain right now. Getting my energy boost with my sparkling ice caffeine. This is the cherry vanilla one and it's so good. And I will show you the labels that I've been making in a moment, but oh my goodness, I thought the labels that came out of this were so ugly and I'm like, I would just print them on the computer. But this is so much easier and it's life-changing and it's instant and necessary in a classroom. Let me tell you, I'm so excited to have this. I found this in my laundry room at home in New Jersey. I'm gonna finish up reading, do science and social studies. I wasn't sure if I was gonna finish it all, but I'm in the zone, so I'm just gonna finish it, knock it out. That way I never have to do it again, hopefully. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so I finished my RLs, which is my fiction standards or literature standards. And then my label maker ran out and I don't have any more, and I don't know if they make any more of those cartridges because it's very old. But let me show you what I have. So this is gonna bother some people that some of the files are over here and some of them are in the middle and one of them is over there. I don't really know what happened with that situation, but it's okay. And we're not gonna worry about it. But basically, when I originally labeled my file folders with my standard on there, I made this last year, and this is a free template in my TPT store. So I put the main standard, I put that main piece of it, and then this bullet point is like a deeper explanation of it. So I really broke my standards down, especially my math ones, actually only my math ones. And a few of my social studies ones, actually. I have a million files, but I never was able to see, because the label is down there, which files. So I was debating whether to put the standard on the top or to put a little description. And I was thinking, I'm like, we don't really plan by standard. Like, yes, we use the standards to know what to teach. But when I think what I'm teaching, I think, oh, addition and subtraction word problems, multiplication strategies. I don't think OA1 and MBT2, you know? So I'm really, really happy that I went ahead and just labeled it with something that's in the standard that will help me remember what is there. That is what these look like. Now, I don't have enough of the little green hanging file folders right now, but I do want to separate all of them into their own because it makes it easier to slide and everything when it's controlled like that. Math is complete. Reading literature is complete over here. And then I'll just have to do my nonfiction standard. My informational text is not done, but that's 10 files. And then my science and social studies and writing are not done, but that's okay. That is a start. So I'm going to put my reading files away right now, and then I'll show you my crate over there. Okay, so what I'm going to be keeping in this file up here is everything I need for planning right now. So my area files are broken down a lot because there were a lot of substandards, and I don't know why this one's sticking up, but whatever. So they're separated by things that we use for tiling and counting, the area formula when they start to multiply, area word problems, area using the distributive property. And I also pulled my properties folder because I do have a lot of distributive stuff in there in case we need that. Then I only have one folder for perimeter because it was one standard, one substandard. So that is all math. Yes, math is a ton of files. We also always have a lot more copies for math because we have different resources. Like we use Scholastic News, we use the kids' own book boxes, their Act Now books for reading. So we do have math workbooks, but we don't like them. Anyway, science standard right now is water and landforms, so I have that file. And then reading will be moving into main idea. So of course it's an informational, it's not labeled, but it's in there. So then I can carry this with me to planning. I don't have to pull the files and they're just ready to go. And also I think this will help with my file drawer because if we run masters and I get them back, I can just return them right to the folder and I don't have to go digging for it or wait around for it, and it's just there sometimes. Everything that needed to be filed is filed. Now I just have all this stuff that was in there. Of course, clean up one mess, make another. But no, most of this is, these go in my Fontes and Pinnell kit. These are all, oh dear, okay. Those are all old Scholastic News that I want to go through. Those are all my new Scholastic News that we've been using weekly, but we get so many of them and it's just a lot. I wish they would not do it. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot. I almost wish it was like a subscription and you can like skip weeks so that you don't get so many. But there's one of my planners from last year, so can't use that anymore. My reading strategies and writing strategies books that I can put back on my shelf. I just brought this crate from home because I had these home all summer or when school shut down in March thinking that I would have time to sort them, and I never did. I have my kids' benchmark. I'm gonna leave these in here. It's their work for their benchmark. We're allowed to go over it, so I held on to that. Oh, these are actually some things that I have to file. So I'm gonna go file these, and then I'm going to make sure I have my copies for tomorrow because I didn't put them in my Monday through Friday bins this week. I don't know why, I just kept them in my crate, but I'm just gonna make sure. Well, you know what? I can do that tomorrow morning. I'm gonna finish this mess and then I'm gonna head out for the day. But today was super, super productive. When everyone met for lunch, I stayed in my room. I know some people might think that's bad, but I socialize all the time and I've never been so, or it's been a while since I've been so like in the zone. I got 2 of my trainings done that we get like monthly sporadically, like a harassment training and a fire extinguisher training. So I watched and listened and then took little quizzes while I was labeling and sorting and all that stuff. I feel super accomplished today. And we also had 2 meetings. This week is starting to look much better. I said yesterday that my goal this week was not to bring anything home, but labeling my files like that is something I've wanted to do for a while. That helps my brain so much, and I've sorted through all my masters. Like, that was a stack this thick, guys, and it's all sorted and beautiful, and there's not multiple copies in any of the files. So that clears my brain, having that organization like that. I don't know if your mental health works the same way, but that's like when I have piles and piles and piles of laundry, I can't physically do anything because I'm like, gosh, that's just haunting me. So accomplishing that is a great, great thing. And I'm going to order some label tape tonight and finish that up. Probably, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm gonna stop talking and I will see y'all tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. My camera angle is super weird and there's a fuzz on me or something. Oh, that's my cup. It's 7:11. I did wake up at 5, but I laid in bed till 6. That's okay. I'm feeling good. Today's gonna be definitely a long day though, since I wasn't here to just get my mind ready in the morning. So I'm gonna get my mind ready right now and I will see y'all later. Hi, I'm tired. I'm getting a new student next week. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey everyone, I don't know if I vlogged this morning. I think I did. I'm wearing my blue light glasses. I have no makeup on. I don't have a tan on. Struggling. But I am just finishing up, like getting things graded for this week. That way I'm ahead next week and I don't have to worry about it. I organized my students' multiplication quizzes. So we had retakes today. I have marked off where they're at and then I have made new copies for their tests next week. We are moving on to our 6s besides the kids who are still on previous numbers. So they keep retaking because that repetition is going to help them learn their words better. I graded their math tests. We took our geometry test today. Almost every child got an A or a B except 2, so that is excellent. I'm very, very proud of them. We also took it on the computer, and so we're doing more computer tests because our EOGs and our benchmarks are on the computer as well. So we're trying to familiarize the students with showing their work on paper, copying it from the screen, and they're actually very, very good at it. So they did well with that. I'm in a very good mood because of that. Today was just a good day. These past 2 days have been much better because I've been taking more dojo points when the kids are calling out. Guys, it's that simple sometimes, which is wild. So graded their multiplication, graded their geometry test, put that in the grade book. And what was I just doing? Oh, I was just grading my students' comprehension check. So I threw away a copy, I'll show you as I dig out of the trash. So we have Literacy Footprints, which is online guided reading, and I'm using it for my guided reading groups just because it's so easy for the kids to get on there and access, and it's really great because it's similar to Epic, but a little bit more structured, I would say, and you can put the kids' reading level in there, and then their bookshelf, which is all the books they have access to, are books on their level, which is awesome. So I finally had them all log into that today. Anyway, what I'm doing with that for my comprehension group is I do a book on there with them throughout the week. I ask them questions. We work on comprehension. We work on going back in the text, blah, blah, blah. And then I printed out an assessment version of a different book. Obviously, this is for a running record. You can print out like the actual book itself, but I just need to see if they can answer the questions. And this is super short, to the point, simple, and it's on their reading level, which is super helpful. And then the comprehension questions on the back, I didn't have them answer all of them. I just highlighted 3 of them for them to answer, and then I scored them 0 through 3 based on their response. And that was my comprehension check. So I can see that a few of my kids still need some help with answering the question, because when it asks you for a character trait, you can't just say the character is kind because they were nice in the story. There's more to the story, so I need to dig deeper with some of them. I'm going to continue doing that weekly. That is definitely a strong intervention group that I'm hitting hard. Fluency, I love what I'm doing with my fluency kids. I did that today as well. We have the STAR assessment, which is a part of Freckle. Someone commented and said it has something to do with Texas. I'm not in Texas, I'm in North Carolina, hey. But it's our reading assessment, and we have CBMs on there, curriculum-based measures, easy CBM, like fluency checks. So it pulls up a passage, it does a random passage for each kid, they come over, they read to me, and then it gives me their words per minute. And their interventions are more independent, so I'm having a high reader follow along with them and mark off the words they miss. And so that is their intervention, and they read the same text throughout the week, and then they do one independently as well, and they have a minute timer and they time themselves. So that's great because that's something they can work on independently, and it's giving them that extra practice reading. They're doing very well with that. And I have my phonics group for one kiddo, and we are working on sound boxes. We push the sounds and then of the picture card, and then I have him write the word on the whiteboard, because I've noticed he can say the letters out loud, and then when he goes to write them, there's like not a connection from the sound the letter makes, the letter it is, and then writing that letter down. He like mixes it up in somewhere in the middle there. So we've been working on that. And then I have him read 10 words to me as like my weekly measure or probe, and they're just CVC words. 5 of them are actual words, 5 of them are not. And what we're trying to do this time, which is different than last time, is we're gonna do the same words every single week to see if he starts to recognize them. I just feel so good when I accomplish all of my interventions, because I'm hitting those struggling students and helping them grow, and my favorite thing is to help students grow. Now, where I struggle with helping students grow is my high kids. I teach to my high kids naturally, which is also not the best thing either. I should teach to the middle. I struggle. It's something I'm working on, but I need to not forget about those high kids, and I need to challenge them more. So I'm trying to figure out ways to do that. All of my documentation is filled out for the week. I'm gonna go grab my files and sort my stuff for next week. We're supposed to get a lot of snow, so that will be interesting, but I just wanna at least be set up because I have energy now, so you gotta use that energy while you can. So I have all my copies set up for next week. I am bringing home my turn-in bin just because there are a few things that I want to grade. I do have a ton of grades. I have been grading a lot, but I do like that better than, you know, a lot less. I have a ton of stuff from my students for Valentine's Day because they have to bring in their Valentines early to quarantine for a week. So sweet that they brought me things. I think I'm gonna leave all that here though, because a lot of it is chocolate or mugs with, look at, I have some friends right there. And I don't wanna take the chocolate home because then I'll eat it. So I'm just gonna leave all that there. Yeah, I'm gonna head out for today. This is my file box where I put my kids' graded work, and they just took home their work folders. So I am gonna leave that there because they'll bring them back on Monday. So I'll place them right back in. I feel good. I changed my schedule up over here. This board was crazy the other day. Actually today we had newsletter, we had Scholastic News of the Week. There's just a lot going on. That's one thing that I don't have prepared for next week, the Scholastic News, but I'll do that Monday morning. Some of my kids brought in their Valentine's boxes, and yeah, I do have a lot of stuff to file for my library cart, but that can quarantine over the weekend. Chairs are stacked, the room's a mess. Oh, I'm getting a new student on Monday. I didn't talk yesterday at all. I was just exhausted, and whenever I find out I'm getting a new student, I get extremely overwhelmed, especially because I've had a lot of them this year, and It's just frustrating when you finally feel like you're in a groove and then something changes. And it's not like a student that's moving. It's a student who's coming from remote. That's that. We start area on Monday. We are finishing up central message and reading. My kids are doing great with that. We're doing poetry and short stories. And I love the lessons next week. I planned them last year and they're really, really fun. We have a Nearpod, we have a Super Scoot, where there's just different short stories around the room, and the kids go around the room and they think of, like, the first time they read the story, that group writes a detail. Then they rotate stories. The next group writes another detail. They rotate stories. The next group writes another detail. They rotate stories. And they look at the details, read the story, and write the central message. So it's like they're kind of like working all together. It's really neat. I do have 2-step word problem task cards up around the room. I don't know if I'm gonna take them down. We'll see. I also want to somehow switch up my schedule. I keep having vocabulary quizzes and multiplication quizzes on the same day, and I don't want that to be the case, although it doesn't really matter because retakes are gonna be on a vocabulary quiz day no matter what, so. But I'm gonna head out. I don't really think I did anything this week that was extremely focused on my mental health. No, that's not true, because I did do my files and that was a lot of work and that cleared my head a lot. I did order some new label tape on, or whatever it's called, on Amazon. So that will be coming tomorrow. So I'll finish that up Monday morning maybe, and got my interventions done. I did sleep very early this week and my 5 a.m. alarm went off, but I gave myself a little bit of grace and slept a little bit extra. I wanna get back to waking up at 5 a.m. again next week though, because I do enjoy being in my classroom early. It just helps me wrap my mind around the day. I didn't do any work at home this week and I slept early and I organized my files. So I mean, that's a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you're subscribed. I will put makeup on for next week and have a tan because this is rough right here. But thank you so much for joining me. I will see y'all next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.